Maya likes the adventure that she gets in the woods when she goes for a walk, but likes her home the best. And that can be seen in the quote, Maya began to circle back to the house, back to the peacefulness of the morning, which kind of says something about the out is best, but the home is best. No, the out is good, but the home is best. And the fact that she walks a different way than usual ends up a mile or more away from home kind of says something about the point of no return of the story, where she can't go back because you walked it far already, and then you kind of can expect that something is coming up. And in the woods she finds these flowers, these blue flowers, and it says in the text that she found, in addition to various pretty ferns and leaves, an armful of strange blue flowers with velvety ridges and a sweet sad bush full of the brown fragrant buds. And these flowers is kind of a symbol of the innocence that Maya has before she discovers the dead man, and the flowers fall to the floor in the end, and so does her innocence and ignorance to the world. And I think that the story has this development, or Maya has this development, that she goes from this innocence that a child has to the knowledge about the evilness, and then in the end it's like the world will not glow as much anymore. And the narrator, who is also a black person, Alice Walker, who was also a Afro-American, can kind of see herself throughout the main character, as she also was a child during this period of time. And the fact that the dead man was hanged could indicate that it was lynching that killed him, which is this thing where white people hang a black person just because he's black. And that could be seen in the quote, "It was rotted remains of a nose, a bit of shredding claw line, now bleeding benignly into the soil." And I want to my perspectivation will be to the subject evil, and the story Button, which is about this married couple who gets a dilemma if they want to kill a person and they get a lot of money. And in the end they say no. No, in the first place they say no, but then in the end the wife ends up saying yes, and then the man gets killed, and then she kind of loses this innocence that Maya also has lost, and it kind of says something about that you don't have to lose your innocence at an early age, you can lose it at a late age as well. And this still has a big impact on her life at the same time. The difference is that the woman here feels guilty, and in the flowers the girl walks away without any knowledge about why this happened. And this shows that you can lose your innocence in all ages and races.
And my question is, what does this line mean? And the summer was over.
I think it means that she loses her innocence as well as the summer is over. Often the summer is something where the brightness is, and it is a lot of colors. And this kind of shows that as well as the brightness and the colors ends, it's a loss of innocence as well. So it kind of is the same thing.
The flowers are blue. What could that color indicate?
I think it could indicate the innocence, the trust and the peace that she has in the beginning. But on the negative side, I also think that it could symbolize fear and the coldness that she has in the end. So the blue color also kind of symbolizes this the development Maya goes through, from the innocence to the fear and coldness that was in this time.
How can you see Maya's development in the story?
Well, as I said before, it's kind of like this. She goes from the innocence to the knowledge about the world and the scary things. Yes.
Great.